John Palmer. In 1820, John married a young woman named Annie. She was small in stature, barely 5 feet tall, yet her beauty was said to be irresistible. Annie was born to European parents who later moved with her to Haiti. There, a deadly fever claimed both of their lives, leaving Annie completely alone. She was taken in by an African woman, a voodoo priestess. The woman raised Annie and taught her the dark secrets of voodoo magic, secrets that would later become her greatest weapon. Using these dark practices, Annie enchanted John Palmer. He fell deeply under her spell and married her. From that moment on, John was no longer a man. He was a puppet. Annie Palmer was cruel and merciless. She owned thousands of enslaved people and took pleasure in torturing and killing them. But the most horrifying part was her obsession with children. According to legend, Annie sacrificed young children during bloody voodoo rituals, offering them to dark spirits. The enslaved people feared her deeply. They gave her a name that would echo through history, the White Witch. Years later, John Palmer died suddenly. He was strong, healthy, and showed no signs of illness. It was later discovered that his death was no accident. Annie had poisoned him. With John dead, Annie became the sole ruler of the estate and palace. She was surrounded by more than 2,000 servants and slaves. Her dark rituals continued. So did the torture and the killing. Every night, Annie selected a strong enslaved man and took him to her chamber. By morning, he would be dead. The bodies of her victims were secretly transported through underground tunnels beneath the palace and thrown into the sea. No one knew these passages, except Annie herself. As a wealthy widow, many men sought her hand in marriage. They saw her as an easy fortune. None of them understood the fate awaiting them. One husband vanished suddenly. Annie claimed he had died of yellow fever. In truth, she stabbed him dozens of times in his sleep. Another husband followed. Only months after their marriage, he too was dead. Legend says Annie killed him by pouring molten candle wax into his ear while he slept. Once again, yellow fever was blamed. Annie Palmer's reign of terror continued until 1830, when she died suddenly. But how she died remains a mystery. One story claims an elderly woman named Taku killed Annie in revenge after Annie sacrificed her granddaughter. Another, more widely accepted version states that Annie was killed during the Jamaican slave revolt of 1830. The enslaved people stormed the estate. They tore her body apart and burned the palace to the ground. Yet even after her death, the terror did not end. For generations, people have reported seeing Annie's ghost wandering the ruins. Some hear screams. Others hear the crying of children coming from beneath the palace. 3 ghost hunters once attempted to cleanse the site. All of them failed. Today, the White Witch's mansion and grave are among Jamaica's most visited tourist attractions. Yet the stories continue, because some believe the White Witch never truly left. This is Night Stories. Some legends refuse to die.